Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Wilson Clash V3. Stay tuned. Sky, great playing today, man.
Thanks. Good hitting.
Oh, thank you.
My arm doesn't feel right.
Uh-oh. Interesting. I got something. Hang on. See? I don't feel a thing.
Wow. My arm doesn't feel a thing. Feels great.
See? I told you.
All right, Harry. One more shot. I'm going to go real big. This is great. Yeah.
All right, guys. So Clash V3 will be out very, very shortly. So guys, check out the cosmetics. We're kind of going back to V1 in terms of the kind of grayish, now it's more blackish, and the kind of flamish orange that you see in the racket. I think this is a much cleaner look for the Clash. As I've said in the past, that red didn't really work out for actually Wilson or the Clash because people kind of, honestly said it was like an old lady's color. No offense to the old ladies, but there was a lot of people that didn't buy that racket because it looked like that. Even ladies. I can't play with the red. I was one of them. I'm like, I'm not playing with that racket just because it looks like that. They did, however, come out with like a Roland Garros edition, a night edition, and various, editions that kind of made you buy a special edition version if you didn't like it, or you could have created your own through wilson.com. But back to basics on the V3. There are changes though. There are changes. First of all, instead of having 6 models, they have now toned it down to 4. So if you were playing with the 2 models that I'm not going to go over today, better go look for V1 or V2 because they will not be making them. Okay? So I'm going to start with the top selling racket for, I want to say, close to 2 years in version 1, and that is the basic 100. All right, still a top selling racket in V2, but definitely a big drop off. What did they really change? Well, the specs haven't really changed much. It remains at a 10.4, okay? Total weight, 100 square inches, 10 points head light, 27 inches long on a 1619 string bed. I'm going to go over the technologies of all of these at the end though, but I'm showing you each racket and its specs for now, okay? So that is the new 100, okay? It has the kind of, I don't want to say indented, but definitely ingrained Clash, okay? In there. I love it actually. When I first saw it, I'm like, thank you Wilson for the new cosmetics. Second one in the model, Clash 100L. Okay, so this is the light version of the 100. So we got 100 square inch head, 9.9, 9 points head light, 27 inches long, 16 by 19. So very, very similar to the regular 100, except that it is 5 grams lighter and a little head heavier, okay? 9 versus 10. Next model up, we are keeping the Pro, guys. Clash 100 Pro. Now, this is going to remain, though, at a 16 by 20. I was hoping they would go back to a 16 by 19, but this is and remains a 16 by 20 on the string pattern. 100 square inch head, 10.8, 10 points head light, 27 inches long, and unfortunately a 16 by 20. So they added the extra cross here. At the time of this video, I do not know what the stiffness is. So that would be interesting because from version 1 to version 2, they went a little firmer. They went a little stiffer on that RA in version 2. I wonder if they kept that or if they dropped it back down to a softer frame. That would be something that I'm interested in, okay? Because I played with the Clash 100 Tour, and then when they changed the name, the 100 Pro, which was a 16 by 19. And the final one in the line, 108. So the 108 remains. So for somebody who needs a bigger surface area, a little bit more power, this is your racket. Now, 108 head, 9.9. 3 points head light. 27.25 on that length. We gained a 1/4 of an inch on a 16 by 19. Yeah, interesting. So this is the head heaviest of the whole line. Also the biggest of the whole line. Yeah, I sell quite a bit of these for the ladies who have a stroke still, but want like bigger surface area. And because it's head heavier, it's easier to get it through the strike zone with a little more inertia and a little bit more power. So that is literally the line. 4 rackets. So they eliminated the Clash 98 and the Clash Ultralight. So I feel like the Ultralight was the least seller of the whole line. The 98, it was okay. It was good in pockets. And then, you know, I had a couple high school and college kids use the frame, and now, you know, it's gone. So I feel like they were trying to get that 98 into possibly somebody on the WTA and get that racket moving. But I don't think it ever kind of grabbed hold, and nobody really took it to the next level, let's say. So these kind of remain as, I don't know, like the ultimate club level players rackets that are super comfortable, arm friendly, and meant for just, I think, people getting into the game and kind of advancing into like an intermediate level of a player. Weekend warrior, let's say, especially the 100, you know. Now, a couple things of note. They did include the easy grommet change. So those of you who, you know, go through your head guards on these, it's a super easy way to change it now. You pop 3 out, the rest comes out. You pop the other 3 out, and then you drop just the top, and you pop 3 back in. So it's the easy grommet change system that Wilson has instituted in this one. The blade was the first one. This is the second. I'm guessing they're going to continue with doing that with all the frames because everybody complains about, you know, having to change the head guards and it being a big pain. So now the next thing is the comfort and the power. We all know these rackets are very comfortable. They do lack a little bit of power, but you get it with stringing it loose. You get it with stringing it with a soft poly, and that helps a lot. Or a stiff poly, stringing it even looser. I mean, as I've said in the past, 44 pounds is probably the best. With, you know, kind of any kind of poly would help and would accentuate this racket, especially giving it spin, the dwell time that it has in here. As long as you swing, the racket will do its job, protect your arm, and launch that ball back. So they've revised the layup a little bit in this by maximizing and capturing a flex and a stability for maximum power to make everywhere like a sweet spot. They've messed with the geometry a little bit with the racket, and they've reinforced what they call smooth geometry in key body areas, like here and here, so that the bending is more stable, so that when you hit kind of off-center shots, that you still get that smooth plow. It also helps the head be a big sweet spot too. So they did something to the 3 and 9 areas, which stabilized the sweet spot too. Yeah, they call that the hit stabilizer. So it's improved the sweet spot. So wherever you hit on this, it's not as flexy as it was in previous models. You know, all these rackets have always been very maneuverable. I've always loved that. This is kind of the only racket I've loved that you can bring it back and you just get a fast swing that comes nice and quick through. And the maneuverability is kind of, second to none. Like, there's nothing in the tennis world that feels like this. As I've said, the whole thing flexes. Now they've improved the flexed with stability, a larger sweet spot, a little more control, and enhanced power just by what they've done with the latest layup of version 3. All right, so that is what I know about these rackets. I am going to start stringing these up and play testing it, and hopefully they will live up to version 1 and be better than version 1. Okay? Welcome, Clash V3. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.